we're going to use synthetic division to find the remainder when x to the fifth minus x to the third plus x is divided by x plus 2. Now before we can begin the synthetic division, there are two things that we must make sure are happening. Firstly, we must make sure that the dividend, which is the numerator, is arranged where the x's have their powers arranged in descending order, meaning that the largest x power goes first and then the second largest all the way to the least. Secondly, we must make sure that there is, when we start from x to the fifth, we must also have an x to the fourth and then third and then second and then power of 1 and then power of 0. That way it just makes sure that we are able to carry down our numbers correctly, meaning that since we do not have an x to the power of fourth, an x squared, and a constant, we have to use placeholders. So we'll have x to the fifth. There's no x to the fourth, so we have a 0x to the fourth, and then minus x to the third. There's no x squared, so we use a placeholder again. 0 x squared, and then plus x. And then since there's no constant, which is power of x to the 0th, we use another placeholder, plus 0. So to conduct our division here, we're firstly going to look at the constant of our divisor, that is the number next to the number that we're going to be dividing by. So in this case it's plus 2. We're going to reverse the sign on that so that we have a minus 2. And this is the number that we're going to be working with. And then over here we're going to list out the coefficients of each of our x powers. So for example, x to the fifth has a coefficient of 1. So we write plus 1, 0 on the x to the fourth, minus 1 on the x to the third, 0 on the x squared, plus 1 on the x to the 1, and then 0 on the constant. And now we are finally ready to begin our division here. So the first number, we're going to move it straight down, and it's going to be a 1. Then we take 1 multiplied by minus 2. It's minus 2, we write that here, and then we add this number and this number together. 0 plus minus 2 is minus 2. Minus 2 times minus 2 is plus 4. Once again, we add these two numbers. Minus 1 plus 4 is 3. Plus 3 times minus 2, minus 6. Add these two together, we have minus 6. Minus 6 times minus 2, plus 12. Add these together, plus 13. 13 times minus 2, minus 26. Add these together again, and finally we have minus 26. So now that we've got all these numbers, what they allow us to find is the quotient, which is what is the answer to our division, as well as the remainder, which is what is left behind but cannot be divided by the factor x plus 2. So these first 5 numbers are going to be the coefficient of each x term in our answer. And this minus 26 here is going to be our remainder. So now what I can say is that my quotient, which is the answer to my division here, is going to be, we have a 1 here, and the power to our original dividend was to the power of 5, so now we're going to have power of 4. And then minus 2 here becomes minus 2x to the third. Plus 3 means x squared. Minus 6 here becomes x to the 1. And then plus 13 is our constant. And this is going to be our quotient if you were interested in finding the quotient. But in this question, we are simply interested in finding the remainder, which is going to be the number on the last column here. So we can say that our remainder to this operation is going to be minus 26. And this is your final answer. Hopefully you found my guidance for today's question useful. I upload questions like these every single day at the same time, so if you enjoyed them, leave a like on the video and subscribe to my channel. If you have any of your own questions, leave them in the comments and I will get to them. See you next time.